Check, check, check. All right. Clayton, you ready? Everyone ready? All right. I'd like to introduce the 60th Mayor of Dallas, Eric Johnson.
Thank you, Tristan, and good afternoon. 2 months ago today, on July 2nd, Dallas County reported more than 700 new COVID-19 cases in a single day for the first time. We had never seen numbers that high. But in the days that followed, the numbers quickly climbed above 1,000 each day. And as the new state data has shown, we didn't even yet know the full extent of the grip that this virus had on our city. We did know that community spread was rampant and that hospitalizations were increasing. And we feared the worst was yet to come. Since then, thanks to our residents taking appropriate precautions and wearing masks, we appear to have slowed the spread. New daily cases are down, and so are hospitalizations. I am thrilled to see that Dallas County today lowered its threat level for the first time since May. But we also know that this isn't over yet. This novel coronavirus affects people in different ways, in ways that we don't yet fully understand. People are still getting very sick and suffering immensely. Some people are dying, leaving behind friends and loved ones. We're approaching another holiday weekend, and for some, the temptation will be to engage in behaviors we know to be risky, simply because we're all exhausted of our reality, or because the risk seems to have decreased as cases have fallen. My message to the people of Dallas today is that we can't let up now. You are still at risk. We are still in a pandemic, one that has devastated lives and livelihoods. We must stay on guard and rid ourselves of this virus so that we can quickly get out of this state of limbo and return to some semblance of normal. That means taking precautions, and that means getting tested. While we've had to close some of our public testing sites because of inclement weather, we must continue to make testing and isolating a priority. We've seen significant decreases in the amount of people seeking tests, which could be good news, but it could also mean that we're missing cases. Many people who have COVID-19 are asymptomatic, but still capable of spreading the disease to others. We cannot stop the spread of this virus if we don't know who has it. And regardless, the best ways to slow the spread are to avoid close contact with others, wearing masks, and washing your hands regularly. I want to say to the city of Dallas, you're doing a great job, but the job isn't finished. We can beat COVID-19 if we look out for ourselves and for each other. Be kind to yourselves and be kind to others. That's how we're going to get through this. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm now going to turn it over to our esteemed COVID-19 health and healthcare access czar, Dr. Kelvin Baggett. Thanks for being here with us today, Dr. Baggett. Good to see you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you again, Mayor Johnson. I've been so privileged to serve in this capacity since you appointed me on May 12th, and I appreciate your ongoing support and leadership and the support of so many others. Like you, I wear a lot of hats. I'm a husband, I'm a father. I'm also proud to say that for the last 10 years plus, I've been a Dallas resident. And I must say that I've never been more concerned about Dallas than during this COVID-19 pandemic. As Mayor Johnson said, we are pleased to see the numbers, based upon what we know, to be declining. We are pleased to see that we are progressing from a state of red, where we've been since May, to a state of orange. But we still remain deeply concerned. We remain deeply concerned that there may be some misinterpretation, that this means that everything's okay, and that we can return back to the old normal. And what I want to caution all of us to recognize and also to commit to is that, one, the recognition is that we are still very much in the early stages of this pandemic. Yes, we have made progress, but we must commit to remaining vigilant, to staying on guard, to doing everything that we know and everything that we possibly can to continue to support this decline and to suppress this spread. Heading into Labor Day weekend, we worked collectively to produce some communications, and we'll be sharing those again over the next few days in preparation of Labor Day, in preparation for Labor Day weekend. For Independence Day, what we saw was that there was increased mobility, there was increased activity, and there was also a relaxation of some of the mask wearing, at least initially. And so what we know is we have to continue to do the four things that we promoted Independence Day weekend around the Labor Day weekend. We have to make sure that we keep it clean, we practice good hand hygiene. We have to make sure that we keep it small. Any gatherings that we are to have are to be of 10 people or less, and I emphasize the less. We're to keep it distant. That means that we need to have that 6 feet of physical space, and we're also to keep it covered. These masks, while they can be uncomfortable and occasionally inconvenient, have produced what we believe are the benefits that we're seeing today. So I come to implore you to continue to adhere to those things, to be mindful of them, because it's not just about your health, it's about the health of our entire Dallas city and our entire community. I would also like to reemphasize what Mayor Johnson said around testing. We have worked incredibly hard to put together a testing strategy that includes physical sites for testing, mobile testing, on-demand testing, and we grow even more concerned each and every day when we see those numbers of tests being administered continue to decline. And so for those of you who are at risk, who have symptoms, who have come in contact with people who are known to be positive, we want you to know that testing is available. Go to the City of Dallas website and you can see the testing sites and the testing information, and take advantage of the testing that we have available in our community. We can do this together. We are making progress together, and we want to continue to have forward momentum together and to defeat this virus as quickly as possible. Thank you.
All right, we'll take a few questions. I know we have to get back to council here shortly. We also have Rocky Vaz, our Director of the Office of Emergency Management, so I can refer questions to him as well. Yes.
Mayor, there are several Dallas private schools who are starting in-person learning today and into this week. What are your thoughts on how safe that is right now as far as the in-person learning?
The question is about how safe in-person learning is right now.
Well, if you know me, you know I'm big on staying in my lane. You're asking me to get out of my lane just a little bit because I'm not a public health expert. That gentleman is a public health expert, and this gentleman is a little bit of an expert, too, on these things. But, I've learned a lot throughout this process. I'm a parent of a school-age kid myself, and, we're having to navigate these decisions for our own son, who's starting first grade next week. But we have made the decision for both of our children that they are going to stay home for the time being. That's what we feel most comfortable doing. But different parents are going to make different decisions. Different schools, private schools, are making different decisions. And I think all we can do at this point is, it's kind of like what I said back when people were asking me a lot of questions about, what do you think about the governor's decision to do this? What do you think about the governor's decision to do that? Well, once a decision is made, I think the most productive thing that I can do, and that really any of us can do, is to try to make the decision the right decision by making it work. Those are our kids, so we need to make sure that they're safe. We need to make sure that they're not going to bring anything home to their parents or their grandparents or anything else. So we need to encourage and support our schools, public and private, in being able to engage in learning, if they're going to do it in person, as safely as possible. Got to make sure they got the PPE they need. We got to make sure they're able to do social distancing. And rather than engaging in just unsolvable, political debates until the end of time about whether it was the right thing or the wrong thing, too soon, too late, liberal, conservative slants on this stuff. Let's think about the way we should be thinking about it. It's lives. It's lives. And let's do what it takes to save lives and get our lives back to normal as quickly as we can. So that's really my answer to that is, I'm praying for everybody in this city right now. I pray every night for the city of Dallas and all of our kids included, whether they're in public or private school.
All right, do we have any other?
Mayor, can you expand on your tweet this week about scooters in the city and the transportation department doing away with them at the end of this week, at least temporarily? What is your thought on that, and what say do you as a council have as that moves forward?
All right, we'll do the one question about scooters, and then we'll have a Spanish translation of the message here today about COVID-19. And Rocky, I don't know if you'll have anything else to add public health-wise. All right.
I don't have a whole lot to say about the scooters because I don't know a whole lot about the decision because I wasn't a part of the conversation. I was not briefed on the decision by the Transportation Department to suspend the scooter program. I found out about it the way most of you found out about it, which was through the media or through social media or what have you. So I'm trying to gather information myself. I don't know the answer to the question about the legality of it. I raised that question myself. It's not clear to me, and I've been a lawyer for almost 20 years, and I've been in public service for a long time. It's not entirely clear to me whether or not it is actually legally permissible to suspend a program that a legislative body just voted a few months ago to implement. And if it is, it's certainly not clear to me that that is fitting with the spirit of public policymaking, which is if you're going to avail yourself of some very narrow exception to that general rule, that if the body wants something to happen, they vote on it in a public meeting that the public can comment on, like we did with the scooters, that if you're going to undo that, availing yourself of some very narrow interpretation of the law, then you would have to have some communication around that with the decision makers who were part of the decision to do it in the first place. So I have some questions about the legality of it, as you raised. Other than that, I don't know much about what went into the decision because, again, I found out about it when you all found out about it.
So are you pursuing getting those answers?
Yes, we are. Thank you.
All right, gonna come up. All right, we'll do something for Spanish media now. Thank you.
Buenas tardes, amigas, amigos. Mi nombre es Gil Zafra y soy uno de los miembros de la Alianza, que es justamente un esfuerzo de más de 25 organizaciones no lucrativas y confiables, incluyendo el Concilio, Roser Rojo, Colaborativo Haití Dallas, por supuesto la Fundación Tricolor, junto con su programa de Educación Financiera Abundancia Tricolor. Y pues nuestro objetivo es justamente ayudar en estos momentos a nuestra comunidad hispana en el norte de Texas a estar mejor informados sobre lo que es el COVID-19, cómo nos impacta y cómo podemos prevenirlo. Esta tarde acabamos de escuchar un mensaje muy interesante del Mayor Eric Johnson y del doctor Kelvin, justamente para no bajar la guardia frente a esta pandemia del COVID-19. Si bien es cierto que los datos que se han arrojado es que están disminuyendo el número de casos, la realidad es que no sabemos en qué punto de la pandemia estamos y por lo mismo no podemos bajar la guardia. Tenemos que seguir practicando y fomentando la cultura de la prevención a través de la sana distancia. Recuerden, básicamente son 6 pies, que esto en metros equivale a 2 metros de distancia, y usar nuestra máscara, nuestra mascarilla. También si estamos en algún tipo de reunión, sobre todo ahora que vamos a festejar el Labor Day, pues se sugiere que no estemos con más de 10 personas. Si estamos comiendo con ellos, por favor, pónganse la máscara en el momento que dejen ustedes de comer, tengan esta sana distancia, estén en espacios abiertos y de esta manera es como vamos a poder prevenir la expansión y el impacto de esta pandemia en nuestra comunidad. Como muchos de ustedes saben, nuestra comunidad es de las más afectadas por la pandemia. Según datos que hemos analizado, pues alrededor del 60% de los infectados son de origen hispano. Entonces, aún hay muchos datos por observar, no podemos concluir, no tenemos alguna conclusión anticipada, pero pueden ser muchos factores por los cuales estamos padeciendo y nuestra comunidad está padeciendo con mayor tendencia y con mayor proporción el impacto de la pandemia. Nuevamente, súmense por favor a compartir con sus familiares esta cultura de prevención. Es muy importante, es la única manera en la cual vamos a poder seguir adelante. Y cualquier duda, cualquier pregunta, pueden seguirnos en nuestra página web en alianza.dfw. Estamos sumando esfuerzos, tanto en lo individual como en el tema institucional, para trabajar en 4 ejes principales. El primero es salud y prevención. Segundo, justicia legal. Tercero, desarrollo económico. Y cuarto, educación. De esta manera, queremos asegurar que vamos a aumentar la movilidad de nuestra comunidad hispana en el norte de Texas para seguir justamente generando progreso, seguir generando oportunidades de trabajo, seguir generando mejores tasas de salud en nuestra comunidad para prevenir efectos tan negativos como es el padecimiento de un COVID-19 que pudiese desembocar en una hospitalización y peor aún que puede llevar al deceso de las personas. Muchas gracias nuevamente, agradezco muchísimo la invitación a la ciudad de Dallas y al Mayor Eric Johnson. Gracias.